we got a couple of weeks until November 4th, granted, and there are a lot of questions about whether or not the president could contest the results of that election, as he has suggested in the last few months. But when you think about this with regards to the potential for a Biden victory come November 4th, that's what seems to be reflected right now in the polls, though, of course, polling, how much faith one can put in polls is questionable at best. But when you think about that with regards to the currency, how does that impact the U.S. dollar?
Well, I really think if you look at what happened this year with the dollar and the election also coming up, I would say the dollar has given up quite a fair bit of ground versus G10 currency. But as versus some of the emerging market currencies, we haven't really seen the dollar being extremely weak for good reason. Obviously, many emerging market economies are struggling, with the exception of China. So I think what you will have, particularly after the election, as more clarity comes in, and I think maybe that's what investors should pay more alert, that yes, the election result will be there. We will have potentially some fiscal element come into place in the U.S. I think about, Brexit, for example, we'll get more clarity here. All these factors point to me that the dollar is going to be weak after the election, and particularly if Biden is in there. I already mentioned the fiscal spend is an area of concern to me. Then you have the greater regulation. I think that speaks against the dollar. So what does it translate into? So we're looking, for example, euro dollar heading to 120 again. You could imagine dollar yen trading at 104. How should you position towards the next short term and long term? Well, if you're very concerned, then I would be long yen and Swiss franc just as a hedge against a risk-off environment. If you have more capabilities, some greater moves, and you're probably more of a buyer or a seller of dollar enduring strength, then I will look to emerging Asia, where we see almost 7 to 8 to 10% return in some of these high-yielding currencies out here in the region, which I think gives you a quite interesting risk reward.